welcome back to another episode of The Take. Tonight's guest, finally, Ron Garney. We've been asking Ron to come on. Here he is. Ron is an illustrator for both DC Comics and Marvel, currently Marvel Comics.
Mostly Marvel.
Mostly Marvel. And, he's also done some storyboards for I Am Legend. And you're also,
that was a long time ago.
It was. And you're also a martial arts expert.
Well, I've been known to dabble. I have a school in Milford, a jiu-jitsu school with a couple partners, my friend Chris and Rich.
And you got your black belt last year, or your brown belt last year with your son there.
Yeah, that was a nice moment, having my son walk up and give me my belt. I had a party at my house, which you were a part of. And yeah, it was a great day.
Absolutely. No, it was fun. No, I like that. Now, the thing I like about Ron is he's a down-to-earth guy. He's a great guy. We finally got him on the show. Everybody's been asking for when's he coming on, when's he coming on. We have some of his artwork.
Just as an anecdote, this guy here, I don't know if you can cut away to him, but when I met him, he was this tall, and he kept trying to hang off my arm because at the time I was really into lifting weights. And he kept trying to hang off my arm and trying to make a muscle. And we went to see Rocky IV together, and he sat next to me. And now here we are. He's a big TV star. Look at him.
Well, this was all kind of like a little idea that we both had. We were going to come on and do a show together about all the pretty much the topics
ills of the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the crazy insanity that goes on in this godforsaken speck of dust in the universe.
Absolutely. And again, yesterday we had 2 more people lock their kids in cars. Please, people, be responsible. They are children. They are gifts. Do not do this. I don't know how many times I can say it on the show, but please be more responsible with your children and put a little more effort into them before you'll take your cell phone out with you and go into the store, but you won't take your kids. I don't get it. But back to Ron here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
It is. It's sad. It's a sad world. And that's why I think heroes right now are actually taking over the world. I think people are just looking for somebody to be a hero, someone to come out. All these Marvel movies, all the DC movies that are coming out, they all seem like they're blockbusters. And I just think that maybe kids or people are looking for somebody to look up to. And hopefully they find somebody. And you're part of that because you draw every day. And you said pretty much a page a day, one of the artwork that you do?
It varies, it depends on what's in the plot, but it averages out to about that. You try to do a book a month, but realistically it takes between 5 to 6 weeks to do an actual full comic book. I don't know where to look. Where am I looking here? Every time I look up, I'm looking that way or that way. I look like an iguana going
all over the place. And just to mention, too, that,
I keep seeing him in the booth back there.
The intro, yeah, it's a little different on TV. But the intro to the take is actually your music, and we use Ronan's music, which was a band of Ron's that I was actually a part of too. I never really did any musical.
Billy collected all the money and kept stiffing us every weekend, everywhere we went to play. I'd come out and go, "Oh, you only made $100 for all of you," and then his pockets be overflowing with $20 bills.
Well, that was the tips I was getting for my services.
Yeah, the tips.
Yeah,
right. They were just paying you to stay out of the band.
Absolutely. We were just,
I'm just kidding.
That's what I always said I can't sing, and what was he going to play? A tambourine in the background?
Billy was the best roadie anybody could have asked for.
Other than Kenny, but yeah, but we won't get into that.
Let's not go down that road.
But no.
But yeah, those were good days. I loved being in the band. Writing music, that was it was a hobby. It turned into an actual band with me and my buddy Howard, and we got to play all over Connecticut, and or at least this area of Connecticut. And we were growing fast, and then a couple of band members decided they wanted to play death metal, and that was the end.
That was the end.
Just like a VH1 Behind the Music special, a microcosm of that. You know how you see those VH1 things, and everybody's fighting, and this guy drank too much, and this guy did this, and they have the whole story. Well, that was us, just a smaller version.
It was, and that was sad because I'd still like to see you guys get out on an acoustic tour. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, and I want to get you guys.
We'll play right here
next week
for cable access or whatever this is.
We've done that.
For
Yeah, we have actually. The first show was one of my friends, Renee. She came on and she did. She had her band.
I met her. The one.
You did. Yeah, the one that we went to go see her up at Tavern. So
she's still in that band.
Still in that band. Yeah.
Good for her.
She does. Well, now she does country as well, and she does.
I still want her to sing one of my songs.
I would. Yeah.
Sure.
I got to get her to do it.
That'll happen.
We'll get it. We'll get her to do that. But back to the comic books. How long have you been drawing now?
My whole life, since I was 4 years old, I've been drawing.
Yeah.
Been drawing for Marvel for 25 years, a quarter of a century. I know I don't look at people. I know, it's hard to imagine that all this could be doing that.
Could be doing such drawing.
Doing that for 25 years, but yeah.
But if you look at his hand, it's like a claw now because it's all cramped up.
Yes,
carpal tunnel.
Arthritis.
Yeah.
My artistic angst.
You can't play the piano anymore. It's brutal.
Yeah. No, I can do that.
Now you can.
It's the chokeholds in jiu-jitsu that I have a tough time.
It's hard to hold on to after a
while.
while.
Get those gis and twist, and, you know.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
I see that.
Billy, he was in an egg toss in his high school. I was his athletic director at his high school day outing at Holiday Hill, and I kept slipping him eggs.
No, I had the hard-boiled egg.
Oh, the hard-boiled. Is that what it was?
We had the hard-boiled. It was an egg toss, and you kept taking 3 steps back.
So we cheated. I cheated everybody at Holiday Hill for this guy. Shows what a great guy I am, huh?
And
cheated everybody.
My friend Tracy Struble at the time, she was there. Her and I were partners, and I don't know, we were throwing like 50 feet or so, and everybody's like, "How is that egg not breaking?"
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen him since Rocky IV, since he was punching the backs of the seats.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
And he recognized me he was swimming in the pool, and he looked up at me and said he recognized me. So
I did.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. And then I started bothering you for autographs and comic books and
show up at my house in the middle of the afternoon, like knock at the door, him and all his kids in their van with posters and stuff wanting me to sign.
Yes. Or you'd come to a party and Jeremy would ask you to draw me
so many
a
memories.
character. So, but it's a lot of great memories, and a lot more to come with this guy, and it's fun. We went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy together, and they didn't see that. They weren't on at the time. That's just me. But we went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy together, which I loved. I thought it was great. You liked it too.
I liked it very much.
I loved the raccoon. I thought he was one of the best characters out there, so
Absolutely.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this guy, Steve Montano, worked on that book, The Guardians of the Galaxy. He lived in Hamden for many years. I think he lives in West Haven now. But Howard's buddy, the writer he's working with, created Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, wow.
So, and he gets like 50% of all the ancillary royalties and everything. So he's set for life now because of that movie. So.
Now, you have a comic book that you're coming out this
yes,
fall, which will be launched.
It's a creator-owned called Men of Wrath, but it's not really a superhero-related. It's more an adult story about a father-son relationship. This guy Ira Wrath and their bloodline that goes back, many generations, and we end on this guy Ira Wrath, who is a hitman, and he ends up just contracting a hit on his own son, and it basically takes the story from there. So it's an interesting story, and we're hoping to get it published probably next month or two, and then eventually option it for a movie. So looking forward to it.
I saw the most recent picture you put on Facebook. It was behind the church stained glass. With
maybe the wizard behind the glass there can find it for us.
No, but it was
Pay no attention to that man behind the glass.
Exactly. But like I said, some of the artworks. Do you have a favorite character that you drew?
I get asked that all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because it's I phase in and out of them, but I've drawn just about all my favorites. Wolverine being a big favorite of mine, the Hulk, Silver Surfer, Spider-Man, Daredevil, X-Men, Captain America. Yeah, he was one of my big favorites. In Justice League, when I was working for DC, I got to draw most of the characters, but I'd rather, the one that's eluded me was Superman. I wanted to do that as a regular title, but that's for DC, and I worked for Marvel predominantly in my career. So there's a couple others, you know. I've done Thor. I just most recently finished up a Thor run, and who knows, after the Creator run, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm hoping to do something, you know, that I haven't done before, like Daredevil, or, you know, I mean, I've done Daredevil, a couple issues of it, but an ongoing, you know, run.
And your first comic book, who was your first
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe?
It was my very first comic book, yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah, and you were drawn in the Hulk.
He drew me in the Hulk.
And he swears to this, I won't even say, but he doesn't like, let's put it this way, he doesn't like the likeness that I did of him in the Hulk.
It was nothing like me. I was,
it looked exactly like you.
No.
It's just the way the colorist colored it. Did you know a little fun fact?
Yeah.
Well, you've never ever actually seen your face in real life. You've only seen it on a reflection or on a camera or in a photo, but you've never actually seen your face for real in your whole life. Did you know that? Fun fact for the take.
That is a fun fact for the take. I can say that. No. And I didn't even see it in your artwork because it wasn't me. But that was the funny thing. But I was told I was immortalized in a comic book, and I guess some of me was. But I'm still, this is my pitch to try to get him to draw me in another one, but we'll see if he ever does. I don't know. He said one time for everybody, so I don't know.
Did I say that?
No, but... So hopefully, you know, tonight he goes home and starts sketching me out again, but who knows.
I don't want to waste my pencils. I only have so much pencil. No, I'm just kidding. Someday maybe I'll put
Someday
it in
I'll
there.
put it back. I could talk to Howard. Maybe
Put
he'll
your
throw
kids
me
in there or something.
Yeah, they could use that. No, I know. Now Howard, actually, you're talking about your buddy Howard and my buddy Howard. It's just, Howard just did the Gatorade bottles with all the. He had RG3. There was Eli Manning. The guy from the Panthers.
Yeah,
Cam Newton.
Yeah, he did all those Gatorade bottles, and unbeknownst to him, they were making actual commercials, TV commercials, out of them, showcasing his art.
Oh wow!
And they didn't even tell him, and they didn't use his name. So I was pretty miffed for him.
Well, that was the thing too. Is when I look at the bottles, I don't see.
At least give the guy credit on the art.
That's what I would say
mean,
too.
they totally told him, oh yeah, we're just going to put on the Gatorade bottles, but they never mentioned to him that they were going to do all the about 10 commercials, literally 10 commercials, Gatorade commercials with his art, showcasing right up in the screen, close up on all these players. And yeah, it's about the players, but it's what's selling the bottle is his art on it. So I thought he should have gotten a little more recognition. Damn oppression.
Now, when you did I Am Legend,
right?
You're not in the credits.
No, that was a big to do.
Yeah,
it was a mistake basically, because there's so many people. I came into production late, and probably halfway through it. And a lot of times when they do the movies, they do all the credits up front, But when I went in there, I was promised the credit. And when the movie came out, it wasn't in there. And I could have made a big stink about it, but whatever. It's all good. It's fine.
Yeah, we have some of the artwork we're going to be flashing during the show.
Thanks
so
for
you'll see
bringing
those.
that up and embarrassing me on television.
How is that embarrassing?
Telling everybody I didn't get my credit in the movie.
Yeah, but now we're giving you your due. So it's not he didn't get your credit, but now he's getting his due, and that's what we want.
Well, yeah, okay.
We want him to know.
This is my due.
This is your due. Isn't that so perfect? Yeah, this is his due tonight. He wouldn't have got through the world without
having my credit right here and right now.
So take that, Will
I
Smith.
appreciate that, Mr.
There we
Gannon.
go.
Here on the take.
No, we don't have the pictures of you and Jada and Will to prove that he was actually on set, but he was there. I seen him.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. Even if they can believe me or not, it's all right.
No.
It's all good.
How did you get that job? How did you come about?
Howard mentioned to me that he got a call or something, or an email from a guy, and they were looking for somebody with a Mobius riff. Who, there's a famous French artist named Mobius, who I was a big fan of growing up. Recently passed away, unfortunately. And my style was sort of similar, and this guy was looking for someone, an established artist with a style that was similar to that. And so my name got thrown into the mix, and they emailed me and asked me if I could come in and meet the fashion designer and so I did. And I went in and showed them my work, and they loved it and immediately wanted me to start working on the movie, which I did, and it was a great experience overall. I got to be on set, and one time I was standing there and I looked to my left and Will Smith was kneeling right next to me, and he came over and said, you know, welcome to the team, and he was a great guy, and it was a great experience overall. Got to go to the wrap party, took my wife, who was very pregnant at the time, and I introduced her. We hung out with him and Jada Pinkett, and you know, and it was just a real highlight of my career, a lot of fun. So.
And you've been to a couple different premieres for Marvel movies.
Yeah, I get invited to screenings all the time, special advanced screenings and things. You know, so I don't get to go too often because it's a, you know, it's a big trip to go in just to go to a movie. You know, going to New York City. You know, so every now and then I go.
Yeah. And Comic-Cons, obviously. You've
I
been
get
to those
invited
before.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just recently got invited to London again. I've been there already. Been to London, Spain, Italy, you know, all over Europe, and that's the, you know, that's a real upside again to my career, is I get to, you know, I get flown all, you know, all over the place, and I get to meet fans who are big fans of comics and big fans of my work, which I appreciate. You know, it's great to connect with people who, you know, really dig what you're doing.
Right.
So I get to meet them and sign books, and you know, like 3 or 4 times a year I'll go.
You go to one.
So that's a real plus. I like meeting all the people because I'm cooped up in a room all the time. So it's nice to get out and meet the people who actually read the stuff and buy it and support it. How's that for an answer?
That's
you
not
like
bad.
That answer?
That was probably one of the
Pretty
finer
good.
answers you've come up
Unscripted.
with. Unscripted.
Right? Ron Garney, unscripted.
And that just flowed. It really did. I mean, it was amazing.
Ron Garney, Bill Gannon. Or actually, no, it's your show. Bill Gannon, Ron Garney.
Well, it's supposed to be both of our shows. This was, like I said before, this was something that we both thought of together. And
that would be interesting to see what we come up with every week, so we're not sitting here in dead silence.
No, we would never be in dead silence because we could talk about the issues. Like we could talk about the kids with the cars. Or
your issues.
My issues. Yeah, there's plenty of those. But we got a whole year on those things. But
let's just call the show Bill's Issues.
Bill's
instead
Issues,
of the take. Let me tell you about my issues, everybody. Damn it, I woke up this morning. There was no milk in the refrigerator.
And the dicks, yeah, it was sour the day before. So
my kids drank it all.
That's exactly. No, but that's no. We were, like I said, we were going to do shows where we were going to take on all the ills of the world.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And there's plenty of those. And
so
I'm sure we can find.
Is this your pitch? You still want to do it?
I'd still love to do it. Yeah, that'd be great. we can get on here and start.
We have
talking
to really. Then we really have to get a real set going here.
No, we would. We put the suits on like we said we were going to do.
Sure.
Come in here with the suits and all that stuff. And,
okay.
Sure. So when you have
sure.
time.
Why not? We'll do it every Wednesday night. What do you think? What's his name again?
Mike.
Mike, what do you think, Mike? you come out on this side and be part of the show. Where you shoot and tie. Tell us about your issues.
Yeah, we can do that.
We got plenty of those too. Everybody's got
issues. Yeah, no, we all do. But no, I have to say that you've always been somebody that stood up for kind of like the underdog or the little guy.
Really?
Even the other day on Facebook,
yeah,
you came up with quite a response, and I shared it because I just thought it was something that needed to be shared, and it was like
I ended up taking it down because I was getting hate mail and stuff from people. You can't even understand it. It's like basically it was about a woman who was convicted of raping a 15-year-old student, and a lot of the guys, the young guys who come in there and they say stuff like, "Oh, I wish she was my teacher," and "Oh, where was that teacher when I was growing up?" And boy, I would have really shown her, And that stuff really gets on my nerves, because it's flat out, idiotic to say stuff like that. And so I called it out on the on the message boards, and and one guy responded saying, and I had to laugh. I had to share it on Facebook because he responded saying, "You're just mad because you didn't get any when you were in high school," or something like. What was it? What did he say? He said, "You missed out on an opportunity, and I feel sorry for your son because he's going to grow up repressed." Now, this is a mail I got from someone, And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You know, you're right. I'm going to, my son gets to teenagers. I'm going to go seeking the next high school teacher I can find just so he can sleep with her. Because then he won't be repressed. What a great dad, you know, I'll be.
Yeah.
So ridiculous, these people. But, so yeah, you get into it with them. And, you know, the one thing about that hive mentality is you just see how many strange voices are out there, you know, and, you know, what's going on inside people's heads, because there's really no filter, because they're protected behind a computer screen and they can say whatever they really truly feel. And you know, I'm not it's, you know, it's hard. We all say, oh, I don't judge anybody, but we all kind of do a little bit. I mean, when we read things like that, you know, I can judge that comment as being idiotic, because it's an idiotic response to a teacher taking advantage of a student. No matter male, female, it doesn't matter. It's the, you know, the position,
somebody underage,
and the relationship and the boundaries. And so when you see how people really think, it's really kind of alarming. And sometimes you know, I'm the type of person who I can't hold it in. If I feel like somebody needs to be, you know, if I feel disagreeable about something, I'll say it. So that's just me.
That is you. But I like that about. That's one thing I always liked about you.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. It means so much to me.
And the other thing, speaking about kids, and when I do go over your house, I'm just amazed by the talent that your kids have. And
yeah, they have a talent for driving me crazy.
Well, that, but drawing is amazing, because I saw, well, both your daughter and your son, and I could never do
They
this.
are. They're very, yeah. My son drew a picture of Wally. Oops. Drew a picture of Wally. I keep banging on this thing, and Mike's in there going, stop. And he came out, and he's 7 years old, and you know, he had perspective and three-dimensionality on the cube of, you know, the actual shell of Wally's, you know, robotic body and everything. And it was like, you know, things like that. You realize he has an innate ability to do it. Well, my wife's an artist too, so you know, it stands to reason he might get some of that. And you know, my eldest daughter, they're all very creative. My littlest daughter, 5 years old, she's very creative. She's more the athlete. She's you know, she's not afraid of anything. She's the real daredevil out of the group. You know, none of my kids are, but you know, she's in particular. Like, she picked up a hula hoop last week or 2 weeks ago, and she can do hula hoop now. She's doing 2. She's only 5 years old. It's amazing to me, you know. So
I could never do that either, so that's amazing to me.
Well, she asked me to do it, and I just put it on and
spun it a couple times.
And it doesn't even go a couple times. It just goes once and falls down.
Gravity.
She's like, Daddy, you're old. I'm like, that's not why I can't do hula hoop. I don't know why I can't. Guess I just need to practice more.
Now, are you going to, as far as martial arts with your children, when are you going to put them in, or are you going to? Yeah,
I'm going to start my son in jiu-jitsu when he's about probably a couple of years, when he's like 9 or 10.
Yep.
I mean, you know, I want my daughters to do it as well. I want to try to. Juliet's into swimming now and everything, but I want them to always walk through the world and feel safe, at least confident and safe in themselves, that if anything happens, they have an extra advantage to at least get out or help themselves in any situation that might arise where they don't have help. And that goes for all my kids, and it'll add to their confidence. I do believe that a large part of a person's ability to navigate the world is in how they deal with people. And you know, and human beings tend to pick up on weaknesses and strengths in people, and if they walk around confident and strong, people are going to respond accordingly to that, and they'll be less apt to run into trouble and feel more comfortable and calm in handling bad situations. So I think martial arts is good for that, or you know, at least the one I'm doing. I don't know about
it's jiu-jitsu.
Stuff you did. I think you were doing capoeira or something.
Yoga.
Yoga, capoeira. Yoga-wera. Kappa yoga.
Yeah, something like that. I don't even remember.
It's like you do the kick and then you just sit down. Whatever, folks.
The crane technique. I mastered it. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I'm master of that, but you know.
How'd you master that? Peeking in.
Well, I only have the one leg, really, so stand up. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I stand up and, you know,
Hey. Those big guns of yours.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike? He's got some big guns on him, huh?
Poor Mike. Mike's
always like
never really had a,
Mike, you are part of this show.
Such a crowd, yeah. Every week we come in and, Mike's behind the scenes and he always helps us out and does everything for us.
Is it true, Mike, that before every show that Billy's behind here secretly doing push-ups to try to look bigger on camera? Flexing, trying to get his veins out.
I got a mirror right behind the green screen, so it's right
He's
there.
out there.
Is this good yet?
What do you think, Mike? How do I look?
You see the vein in my neck? No, it's not going to work. But
yeah,
exactly.
The one vein goes through your forehead right here.
Oh yeah, that's the one I want. Sit there.
Superhero powers.
Absolutely. So we're going to start a campaign.
Okay.
We'll be back in the comics.
Oh,
hopefully,
God.
right.
Send your donations to the Take. The more money, the better chance he has of looking like himself in the comic book.
No, what we do want is we do want you to come back acoustic, you and Howard.
Me and Howard. Howard won't do it. Well, he might. He might.
Hey,
I have to always talk Howard into everything.
But that night in River
Howard
Run,
always says, my buddy Howard is always, oh, no way. And I talk him into it, and he's the first one who'll show up with green hair. Spray his hair green, even though he was the hardest one to get into it, to talk him into it. He's always the one who ends up being the craziest on stage. So
the first show these guys did at River Run, Howard was very, he was in the back, and he just didn't want to go out. He didn't think he could make it. And like you said, all of a sudden I turn around and I see this guy jumping, and he was the most animated one out of everybody. Who's just like,
once he loosens up.
Oh yeah, no, he's it's too much, but that would be,
We're jumping around topics a lot here.
Well, it's because you were so talented. I mean, that's the only problem. I mean, if I
was so talented, we wouldn't have to keep jumping back to the old topic.
No, I'm trying to, we're trying to keep it going. Yeah,
more and more talents.
Well, you have a lot of talents, but I'm just saying. This is what we're doing.
I'm just
can't sit on one. I'm trying to get you to be like, say all these things and, but try to get it all out there. Because now we finally, this is the face of the guy who plays the music at the beginning and the end of the show. He's the illustrator that everybody wants to see. He does the Marvel comics.
Yeah, how many of you people out there, I don't know which camera I'm looking in, but how many people of you out there have heard the music on the show and go, what is that garbage music playing on Billy's show?
I tell you, if you heard the whole song, and I've always said this.
I'm just trying to be self-effacing here.
He really is, but if you heard his song.
I don't know which song he used, so,
It's a sweet little girl with the chocolate drop eyes.
Oh, okay. That was my Beatles. That was the one that I wanted to sound a little bit like the Beatles, like an old 60s sort of, bebop song.
We had that one, and then, I always try to use your songs in pretty much everything I do.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that, buddy.
Juliet was a great song.
That was
it's out
it's
after
about my
daughter.
daughter. Yeah.
So that's a great one, and I thought that you're writing those through your heart and everything. So it's nice.
Do you have any fans who watch this? Do you get any fan mail yet?
We do. We actually,
people call you. And
people call me. People see me now out in public and everything.
Wow.
They're like, "Hey, you're the guy in the Take." I'm
That's
like, "Oh
great.
God!" I never knew that was going to happen, but it's fun.
Start dressing.
I know I got dressed the part. I know. Thank you. Well, I didn't know you were going to come in looking like you're out of GQ. So it's
Come on, Mike,
it's
you
tough.
gotta get this. Smack some sense into him.
But if you do have any questions, comments, you can go to WilliamJGannon.com, and you could again, that's WilliamJGannon.com. You can email me, and I'll get a message to Ron if he, like I said, hopefully.
They're gonna say never have that guy on again.
No, it's been a lot of fun. We actually got to change the background for for the Take for the first time.
Yeah, let's duck down
nice.
so they can see.
They can actually see the art. Yeah. There's Wolverine and some of the X-Men's.
Yeah, kind of like the guy right above my head.
Yeah, see, you put yourself in a comic, but not us. But again, thanks for joining us tonight on the Take. We'll see you later. Have a great night, guys.
Thank you.